What's missing tonight? No Boston.
No. Okay, so we're live. We're going to bring the update, the team, and then we said go back. Good evening wherever you are. It is a beautiful evening. Wednesday indeed. It's one game today. It's AFA, AFL. It's a female game. That's a lone game we have before us this evening. A beautiful, cool evening. An evening, very cloudy skies as the sun sets on us here. So we are going to bring you on the lineup wherever you are. We are grateful to have you in our company, be it morning, evening, night, wherever you are. We welcome you to our broadcast. So we're going to take you through our lineup very quickly. Starting lineup for the Queens. Read number one, in goal. Number 1 is Laurencia Ron. Number 15 in defense, it's Reba Stock. Number 2 in midfield is Jendai Linton. Number 6 in defense is Sienna Ferguson. Number 7 in defense is Delisa Harrigan. Number 8 in the midfield is Adia Linton. Number 11 in a forward position is Sharanya Smeens. Number 12 also in a forward position is Jordan Henry. Number 13 playing strike as well is Camille Gums. Number 18 in midfield is Casey and Harley. And number 25 in defense is Sawyer Williams. So we go across to Coach Ben, who will bring us the lineup for the Gazelles.
So for Gazelles, we've got number 1 in goal, Deandra Fleming. Number 3, Lavisha Richardson. Number 6, Rochelle Romney. Number 8, Judy Ann Vanterpool. Number 12, Jocelyn Hercules. Number 13, Xaviera Cummings. Number 22, Sierra Alexander. Number 24, Phaedra Romney. Number 25, Delvina Carty. Number 29, Talia Bradshaw. And number 30, Piaget Lake.
Well, line up there for you. And there, as we look on the lineup, Coach Ben, we are seeing that they are without Cockley today.
Yeah,
and that has to be a big miss for the Gazelles.
Yeah, no Coakley, Roxanne injured, Kit is sick, and also Clinica missing through work. There's a lot of players missing from that Gazelles team. Only one on the bench tonight. Alia Webster Robinson will be on the bench. It'll be interesting to see how they shape up and what the game plan is, because I thought they were much more improved in the last game. Kit looked to get going a little bit in the first half. I think she's not been able to get a run of form or anything going for herself this season. It's been stop-start. Being sick at this stage is probably not going to help either. I'm wondering where the goals are going to come from as well.
Well, indeed, because the truth be told, if we see, Romney and Sissy seem to be the persons who would run forward, but the truth be told, the supplier would have had to come from. Well, Vanterpool is there, which is a good sign for the Gazelles, but the Gazelles would have to push Vanterpool in that defense, or was she playing the midfield this evening?
Yeah, we have seen Judy Ann play a lot deeper, but looking at the lineup, I think she's going to have to play in midfield.
So it is going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge for them this evening. I know we have pace in the defense in the person of Richardson, but she cannot do it alone. And it is going to be an uphill task, but they have Cummins. They have Cummins, and that is a plus for the Gazelles. Sometimes you say that one player can't make the difference. One player definitely can make the difference.
Yeah, I mean, the last game between these was 0-0. So one goal may be the difference tonight. And if that is the difference, then there'll be smiles on faces at the end of the game.
Indeed. And this is something that the Queens will definitely remember. A 0-0 draw very early in the tournament in the first round, and they came out, the Gazelles would have been the happier team coming out with a 0-0 draw, and so today they would be looking for the same feat, to repeat that feat, or even go better, to come out with 3 points over the Queens.
Yeah, still haven't got a win yet this season. They'll be looking for that, but I think the telltale tonight is going to be that between the goalkeepers, Deandra has 2 clean sheets this season, Laurentia with 1, so it's close there. But I just feel, looking at the lineup, looking at Gazelles, I feel like too many players might be missing for them tonight.
Well, we've seen likewise for the Gazelles that they have defended very well. Yeah. They have defended very well. They're a team that is bent on defending. It doesn't matter how high or how deep. But one thing that they can't get catch with, and we have seen them conceded goals, a number of goals from looking to counter, being caught very high, especially from a corner kick where they are caught up the field and caught out of position, and they conceded. And so what is fortunate for them today is that the Diamond Queens is without Boston.
No Boston, but Sharanya makes her first start of the season coming back from college. Reba with a second start looked a little bit tired last week when we watched her play, so it'll be interesting, but Boston's always a miss.
Indeed.
Yeah, I think whenever Boston plays, I think Diamonds have a little bit of a swagger about them. There's a bit of confidence knowing that they've got somebody that's going to help them, not just in the forward areas, but in defence as well.
Indeed.
Because I still don't know what position she plays. When anyone asks me, I just say everywhere. Wherever the ball is, Boston's there.
The ball has been kicked. And the man in the middle is Javanji Victory. AR1 is Monikati. AR2 is Grant, and the match commissioner for this game is Josiah John. So I'll take you through the first 20 minutes of the game, live coverage, and then we'll hear Coach Ben, who will take last 25 minutes of a live coverage. And so, Coach Ben, that right back for the Diamond Queen, we saw her in the last game. She started, that's Ferguson. She would have started in a striker's position. She was only dropped back, and that was a game against the Superstars, in her position, in the right back position, after conceded some 4 goals.
Yeah, I think with Sienna, I was looking at it earlier. She's played more games this season, been more consistent, and touch wood. And I don't want to jinx her tonight. She's stayed away from a lot of injuries, which she struggled with last year. But we have seen her play a more defensive role this season. Last season we saw her a lot higher. This year, I think they're looking at trying to use her pace in defence because she is quick, and I don't think people realise just how quick she is until she gets going. And I think a smart decision tonight because they do have to try and keep Phaedra quiet tonight.
Yes, have to keep Phaedra, has to keep Cummins as well. Jendai has been tasked with that, to keep Cummins quiet, and we wait to see the aforementioned Phaedra. It goes back to Hercules back to Phaedra. Phaedra goes back to look to go. That was too heavy. The attempt was good, and Bradshaw was beating all ends up. Bradshaw seemed to be carrying an injury. Her knee is very heavily strapped, and that could have spelled some trouble.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I'm really impressed with Jordan Henry so far this season. Scored 4 goals already compared to last year's one, so there's definite improvement. And there she was looking to get Sharanya away down the wing, just a little bit too much for me, but it's a good idea. And if they can look to exploit that area tonight, I feel like they're going to be in with a number of goals from that area.
Sharanya
holds on to it too much.
Yes, onto that one way too long. But I could understand why she did as well, because Henry was in an offside position. Henry picks it up now, drops it wide for, again it's too heavy. Again it's too heavy. The idea is right, but again, too much weight on that ball.
Yeah, they recognised 3 minutes in, this is where we're going to get in tonight. You know, you see Camille almost playing as a second striker. Rather than being way out wide trying to stretch that back line, they realise that's the space. Go and attack it.
Yes. Throw taken. It's a handball. Handball not given. It's going to be a throw. Ferguson with the throw. Right beneath us. So play has been concentrated in this first 5 minutes. Right on us here on the right flank of play. Free kick. It's going to be coming from Camille Gums. Number 13 with that left boot. She will be looking to swing that one in.
It's a dangerous area. And
very dangerous.
They've got a player on the post as well. That's just inviting the defensive line, the attacking line to go forwards.
Jordan picks it up. Oh, she goes. Why? Well, she cleared it. Tussle for the ball. It's going to be cleared. Oh, she took a year and a half to make up her mind. Harley takes it away, but it's cleared by Lavisha. Jendai.
Jendai's got to put a head on that.
Jendai, very much like a number of our females don't like to head that ball at all.
Yeah, she said this week in training about heading the ball. It's something she wants to work on, but not the biggest fan to head the ball.
Yes.
You know, for me, if you keep the ball on the floor, you don't need to head the ball, but it's a big part of the game when it's like tonight, maybe Gazelles are going to put the ball up in the air a little bit and just try and break the game up slightly and see what they can get out of it.
It is one of the problems here. There's a ball across field. It's Henry. Can she get it? Oh, she does well. She does tremendously well to get to that ball. Ball across.
It's asking to be strong.
Adia, can she? Adia Linton with the strike. Team 1-2.
Yeah, just took too long on the nice little move to create the space to get the shot away in the end. Not enough on it. But I think the shot needs to come on the first touch. I think she was. I don't know what she was waiting for, but I think that ball was there to be hit on the first touch.
Had to hit the ball on the first attempt. Once the ball come across, the defense was in disarray at that time, but she allowed the defense to reset. And in the end, as a powder puff shot, Sharon Yasmin's down the right flank, gets past Hercules, gets past Ratcha. Yeah, she gets it back. She across. Camille looking to turn, dispossess. Vanderpool clears. Just as far as Hercules on the 18, and they can come away with it now. Phasia. It's in the better of Camille, does well. Phasia holds on to it. Saya with a foot onto that one. Sissy. Cummins. Dispossess. Adia looking to put this one through aimlessly.
I think she'll be disappointed with that one.
Very much so. Jendai has Cummins for company. Hercules drops it wider for Phasia looking to get past Ferguson. Phasia holds on to it. She turns well, but Ferguson is right on her like a leech. There is a ball played through, cut out there. Vanderpool puts it forward. This is going to be a race. In fact, it's going to go out of play. It's a throw into the Queens. It's very early in the piece. It's a 0-0 in the 8th minute of play.
I'm impressed so far with Gazelles' shape. I think they're being pretty disciplined with the shape, but we saw how they can get disorganised when that ball goes down that wing, especially in the central area for who's picking up. But so far organised and disciplined, but just have to keep that concentration if they're going to want to get anything out of tonight.
Indeed. And it's one thing that they won't want to find themselves, is getting caught out. And as you would have mentioned, and we would have mentioned earlier, this is where they become vulnerable. Once the ball is in the opponent's half and that back line start dropping.
Yeah, I think Lavisha's done very well though so far this season. We saw her driving out of defence a little bit more with the ball, but it's just being switched on, and the communication between that back line. We see it there where two people are going for the ball to make sure they get it, but it does leave a big space if that ball's turned over.
Yes.
Lavisha almost playing like a sweeper at the minute, but it invites Jordan to go and try and run at her, but couldn't get her on the ball.
And here's the ball pulled forward. The keeper is going to go. And what we've seen as well, Coach Ben, is that Deandra, she shows up at times, and it's very hard penetrating. And next time, it is so easy to score on her.
Yeah, it was one of those, I think it was at the weekend where it was a couple of easy goals, but then you see her coming out of a goal, trying to make that 1v1 save, but chaos happens, but she is there to collect the ball. But you know, young goalkeepers make mistakes. That's got to be expected. But you know, sometimes it just looks a little nonchalant at times. Doesn't, you know, it'd be heart in mouth moments for JV a lot of the times, I think.
Ball by you see, that is Alexander, but it's cut out by Reba nicely. Played forward, looking for find Shiranya. Shiranya has Hercules with her. Shiranya looking to get past Hercules. Holds on to the ball. Gives it to Harley. Harley dispossessed, but gets it back nicely. Shiranya on the right wing. Here is Shiranya. Oh,
good covering.
Well done there by Julian. Getting across, covering for our defender, and in the end, putting out for a throw.
I'm interested to see how long Shiranya can do this far, because you know, just coming back from college, they haven't played a competitive game since the women's national team against Curacao last year, with them not having a spring season at their college. You know, they'll be here and then going back in August for pre-season and the summer league. And maybe I hear July is also mentioned, but I feel it's August. But they're getting in on this right-hand side, and she's going to be needed quite a lot.
Yes, most of the play for the Diamond team, for the Queens, have been concentrated on this right flank.
It's always dangerous with Camille taking corners with an in-swinger.
Yes.
It's a good ball.
And again, here is where the Queens is missing both Soraya and the ball shells and easy take. Soraya and Boston, because they will get their head on those balls.
Yeah, I mean, I was just looking at how they were set up. You had Reba on the edge of the box. I think you put her in the middle.
You need her height in the middle, somewhere on the 6-yard box.
Yeah, if you haven't got those two players,
she's the next. Area, yes.
Put Reba there, because she'll put her head on it.
It's either on the 6-yard box or at the back post.
Yeah. Yeah, because you know that Camille can deliver.
Yes.
Whether she's trying to score from the corner or not, you know that she can
put it in. She can put that ball in the mixer.
Now for the national team, she scored 2 corners direct from corners, and also with assists from corners as well. So you know she can be dangerous with the delivery. We
have seen it for the Queens as well, that she has scored directly from the corner, and so we know what she can do. Here is Sharanya again. For an umpteen time, down the right flank, gets past 1, gets past 2, go checking back. Oh, but she gives it away. All the hard work that she would have done, she gets it back. Drops it off to Adia. Adia looks up, has 2 players ahead of her, drops it off. This could be trouble.
I think it's off the touch maybe from Jordan that puts it forward. Camille in an offside position
yes.
But just going back to Sharanya again, going down the right hand side, couldn't find the pass to Adea, but I think Adea was just a little bit too high. Sorry.
Yes.
And I think if she's a little bit deeper, she creates that passing lane and can then take the first touch into the space, but just crept a little bit. Maybe didn't expect that ball to find her.
Indeed. Cummins will pick this one up. Cummins lays it off to Romney. Romney has been missing from the first 15 minutes of the game.
Yeah, I think she was struggling in the last game because she had to come off with an injury.
Yes.
She's definitely not playing fully fit, but one thing you do have there is a leader and play not necessarily fit, but still going to turn up and play, especially when they've only got one player on the bench too. So
yes, she's a fighter. That's one thing you know about Rachel Romney.
Overplaying there and dispossessed.
Fraser Romney. Ball taken off her very easily. Williams covering. Williams clears only as far as the green. Picked up by Adia. Camille making the run, but she's dispossessed. Is Adia Linton. Here is the Gazelles looking to counter.
Yeah, we've just noticed they have switched wings between Sharanya and Camille. Sharanya on the far side with lots and lots of space.
And here is Fraser again. Broken down. Camille will come out with the ball. Camille has Hercules for company. Gets past Hercules. She has Bradshaw. She could have gone past Bradshaw. Yeah. She looked for the cross.
You wonder, are her legs just giving up a little bit? She has to come back and defend and get forward. But something that you're going to have with the two players on these wings now is they're on the weak foot.
Indeed.
So you've got Camille on her right foot, you've got Sharanya now on her left foot if she's going on the outside. You know, they're going to have to maybe look at those little give and goes inside, but they're going to need options.
True taken. Cleared by Vanterpool. Williams, long ball, is going to go out for a goal kick in the 16th minute of play. It's still 0-0. Gazelles are taking on Queens in our lone game for this evening.
Gazelles absorbing a lot of pressure.
I'm not sure if you were wrong last evening, Coach Ben, with the Docks Spartans game. It was amazing. Spartans would have conceded 2 goals in 2 minutes, but they defended very, very well for the remainder of the game. They would have conceded their second goal somewhere in the 21st minute of play, and they defended well. And what I noticed with the Spartans team last evening, it wasn't a matter of their big names and the names that we have come familiar with Spartans FC, and much of a very younger team, but they played like a team.
Yeah, and you're saying 2 goals in 2 minutes. That may be just that inexperience. Just switching off. Sometimes when you switch off, you can be punished, and you can't. It's very difficult once you switch off to pull it back and try and bring that focus back around. But 2 goals in 2 minutes, but then defending well.
Run
takes
by
a lot for a young team.
Yes, Jendai gets this one through. This could be some problems. Oh, and Bradshaw did well. Instead, she was under pressure and put it out for a throw-in.
Yeah, sometimes I like the fullback to try and find a solution there rather than just kicking it out. But looks like she's struggling with an injury under a bit of pressure. I don't feel like she had any other option there.
Goal kick in the 18th minute of play. Cummins.
That's a good ball, but I don't know if she's going to get there.
A bit of indecision there by Delicia, allowing Cummins to get the ball, but pressure created there, an opportunity to win the ball back. Here is Queens. Harley. This one thing that you're going to find with these 2 young players, that is Sienna Alexander and Fraser Romney, they never give up. They don't know what it is to give up.
Absolutely, and it is good to see. We saw it last year with young players for Gazelles, and it was harder for them last year. This year, at least, they're having a bit more of a go, and you know they're only going to get better with age. You see Phaedra take a heavy fall there, but it is good to see. Sometimes with some of the challenges with the young players, I'm sort of heart in my mouth a little bit, hoping that there's, you know, they're going to come out of the tackle and there's not going to be an injury. You know, I would like to see more like senior, older players in the league.
Indeed.
But, you know, they're definitely holding their own.
Yes.
Because I think this season we look at the younger players. It's the younger players that have lit up the women's league.
Indeed. And as you rightfully say, you know, it's one of the things that you would really want to see older players stepping up and really playing in our league, but it's what we have.
Yeah.
And so the young players, they have step up to the play, and even at the international playing for Angola and playing at the national level. You know,
we have got a young squad there as well. One of the things speaking about Gazelles, one of the things I have been impressed with this year is Clinika's form. I think it's been vastly improved since last year, but you can see frustrations with her because she's up in her game, she's trying to bring the team with her, and at times she just doesn't have somebody to play with. Obviously missing tonight, a very big loss for them, but we've kind of got used to her getting up and down the wing from fullback this year. Indeed,
and it's something that we would have said here on the live, even then. How much Clinica, you see her make those runs down the wing or through the middle, and no one to distribute that ball to, but she has really improved her game. Her fitness level has really improved as well. As we watch Camille here, this could be dangerous. Camille sets up a shot, goes wide.
Took too long. I think it's one of those where I think she's going to go back post, then think, but I can go near post, and in the end doesn't get that connection.
A bit of indecision there from Camille. Maybe she had too much time to think.
Yeah.
Too much time to make up her mind.
I always think forwards are better when they're having to make those quick decisions.
Don't have time
to think. I think she just had a little bit too much time on her hands there, and maybe just took her eye off it just a touch.
We are into the 21st minute of play, and Coach Ben will take us home from here.
Oh, that's where we were saying before. Sometimes you just, you know, it's too calm and casual. That was almost handball there. I had to reach and grab it quickly, and it's those heart in mouth moments as a coach when you're thinking, please don't pick it up outside the box. I like the work rate from Jordan there. Looking to get the ball to Adea. Adea tries to spread play to Sharanya, and it's a battle at the edge of the box. And we have a shot from distance off Deandra in the end, and again, very, very calm and casual from Deandra. Just pick it up. Just pick it up. We don't need to draw anybody in this game. Just pick it up, push your defensive line out, and then kick it as far as you can. Try and give your defence as much of a break as possible. Just couldn't nip in there before the defender to take it away. Diamonds with the ball on the halfway line. Again, a little scrappy battle. I think we're starting to see a little bit more scrappiness in midfield. But lots of time for Casey Ann to put that ball into Sharanya. Sharanya has time and space. Looks to play it through to Jordan, but intercepted by Lavisha, who drives out forward. We mentioned it at the start of the game. She's starting to improve that side of the game and start bringing it out. We're starting to see more defenders in the league doing that. We've seen Aisha bin Nasir for Soldiers do that as well. Just adding that to the repertoire and how they want to play in possession. Sharanya with the ball at her feet. She has two players around her, but she has great feet to get away. Diamond's doing well to keep the ball there. Almost turned over in a position that could have caused a counter-attack. Jordan at the edge of the box with a touch to break free. 1v1. Jordan just puts it wide. That's a chance that she would want to have again. The goalkeeper off her line very, very quickly. And Jordan will want to definitely add to her tally. 4 goals so far this season, could have been a 5th. And that's an opportunity, and probably the best chance of the game that we've had so far. Diamond's asking more and more questions of this Gazelles defence.
And a bit of indecision there from the goalkeeper, deciding to come late.
Yeah.
And her defender not getting to the ball, and by the time she got there, she could not have held on to it either. Jordan, as you rightfully say, would want that one back.
Adea playing to Kesian. Kesian tries to move it again to Adea. Just seen that a couple of times now from Kesian, trying to be too cute with the outside of the foot. Just needs to get a good connection and pass it, look after the ball, don't give it away in those positions. And it's cleared only as far as Sawyer, but it's bouncing about. Phaedra picks it up 1 versus 1 with Sienna. Has to try turn weave, nice little move, but doesn't come out with it in the end. Adea's going to pick the ball up. But it's not going to be easy because these young players are pests.
Yeah.
You can't shake them off.
Yeah.
Great recovery running. It is good to see when players are that determined to have that recovery run, and Adea had to go backwards. Sharanya finds herself in space again, does well to break free. Met with Lavisha though, who's having a good game so far tonight. Has tried to clear out wide, but only as far as the fullback. Kesian in space in midfield now after getting away. Finds Adea. Adea maybe looked to try and get the cross in there, but didn't quite happen, but she's still got it out wide. Gets the cross in, and it's only as far as Deandra's hands there. Could have caught her off guard because nobody expected that to become a shot on goal. Definitely was a cross, but sometimes those can just find themselves going in over the top of the keeper. But there was a rush after it though. She makes a save and then there's a real rush to get it forward. 25 minutes in, 0-0. If you look at who's missing and you ask anybody from Gazelles, would you take 0-0? You've got to say that they'd take the point tonight.
Every day of the week.
And just relax on the ball, get organised, get your defence up a little bit, because if your defence is on the edge of the box, as soon as that ball's kicked and it comes straight back at you, you're defending again at the edge of the 18. You have to push your team out, but releasing the ball that quickly is not going to help your team because you're under a lot of pressure at the minute. Maybe that's the age thing coming in and experience.
Indeed, and so this is one of the things that you have when you have young keepers. They always want to get the ball out rather than take the time, slow the game, and push the players out. Push the players out. What they do, they look to restart the game right away. Yeah. And again, as you rightfully say, inexperience.
It's the game, it's the experience, it's the game understanding, and it's also knowing the temperature of the game, and it's knowing in those game situations what you have to do as a goalkeeper. Now, whenever I speak to the young goalkeepers, I always say to them, I'm expecting you to make mistakes because you're a young goalkeeper, but we have to learn from those mistakes when they happen. But there's a real, and we've not seen Laurentia in the game at all yet, but that's the thing that you see from Laurentia when she gets the ball, not just allowing the game to breathe a little, get her defence out and play. I wonder if Coach JV puts that message on for her at some point. Just take your time a little bit, relax, and then release the ball. It's a bit of a duel on the halfway line. Still, I almost said end to end there, but it's almost end to halfway line at the moment. Gazelles working very, very hard with the ball and without it, and it's more without it at the moment. As I said, still haven't seen Laurentia touch the ball yet. Adea driving through midfield, time and space, with the ball over for Jordan. Sorry, it wasn't Adea, it was Jendai.
Not on the same page there on that occasion. Henry and Smins. Henry would have passed it wide, but Smins was looking to cut.
Yeah.
Not on the same page.
And that's going to happen. Sharanya's been out for a lot of the season. Jordan, not the same player that Sharanya played with last year before she went to college. it's just going to take a little bit of time. Just going back to that ball with from Jendai, we've got so used to Adea making those runs and the balls through. It is good to see Jendai trying to replicate that, because I had a joke with Adea saying her sister actually plays better through balls than her, and it's good to see it happen. And that cross bouncing just in front of the keeper. There's a fumble, but she recovers in the end, dives on it, 2 hands, not letting go of this one. But see here, she's taking the time, but the defence are waiting. The defence are waiting for that ball to get out. You've got to get out. Someone needs to take ownership in that defence.
Push out.
Lavisha's the captain, but whether it's Judy Ann with the more senior player, let's not just stand here and wait. Let's push out. Let's try and get ourselves in a more forward position when the ball's in play.
And so what you find is that they are so defensive minded that all they are mindful of is just defend, and that could have spelled some trouble.
And that's a good ball. They've swapped wings again. Camille on the ball, looking to play in, and it's cleared with her feet, only as far as Casey Ann there. Good tackle to win the ball back, but the shot just not enough. High and wide. But it is interesting to see the tactical changes with Sharanya and with Camille. Definitely had more joy down the right hand side with Sharanya over here, and when you had the through ball before and the mix up between Sharanya and Jordan, if you've got a left footed player out there, do you have the mix up? Is Camille going to give more of a balance, and Sharanya on the right hand side going to have more of a balance to this front three? It's an exciting front three for me when they're fit and they're on it. Definitely a front three for the future. I'm present with the goal contributions that they've had so far.
One of the things that I'm impressed with lately is Jendai, who has an eye to actually shoot at goal. The Jendai in the past, it doesn't matter if she has the ball in the 6-yard box, she's going to look to pass it. Now she has an eye for goal.
Yeah, she's a developing player. And if you speak to Mr. Johnson about the under-14s last year, it was the best goal that wasn't with Jendai in the last game. So she has got it in her locker, but it's hard to transfer that from age group football into the senior game. You've got to develop and grow and build into that. So it might be something we see a little bit more from her. But as I said, I said to Adea, Jendai's line-breaking balls are very, very good. We just don't see enough of it. And that'll come with time and confidence, I'm sure. And Sharanya trying to dance her way through, decides to play it back. And that's a good ball. And she keeps it in just. And it's played back to Adea! And it's over, lent back.
Laying back rather than really standing upright.
Lent back at a crucial time. And it was a very, very good ball to find Sharanya. Sharanya, good decision as well to play the ball back, just to give her a little bit more space. It's a good ball through. Does well to hustle and keep it in. But not looking there, because she could have intercepted that one. So, a strong push. Reba misread that.
Yes, very much.
Laurencia
handled it.
Yeah, nearly. Laurencia, with the first touch of the game, cleared only as far as the Gazelles player. And what I was saying, the pests, they are pests. They don't necessarily hunt in packs, but they're trying to get the ball on their own. It's the right idea, just not enough on it to find Phaedra's feet.
And this is what the Gazelles has been lacking. When they're attacking, they do not attack in numbers.
Yeah, I don't believe they can tonight. I don't believe they can send those numbers forward, because they're not going to get back.
Indeed.
They're not going to get back, and it's going to take something like this, where you have a mix-up with the defender, the ball is misread, it goes over them, but the problem that Gazelles have is if that happens, you have a 12-year-old striker, And a 12-year-old striker isn't expecting that. There's not many strikers here that are just anticipating and gambling that that's going to happen. And that comes with time, and it's not necessarily something you can really coach a player. They've got to get that feeling and that almost that sense that a goal can come from those. And it's finishing our runs, and something with our young players. I don't see a lot of them finishing the runs and trying to run beyond just in case it does go through.
Indeed. Not being able to read those play. Oh, this one could be dangerous. Here is a good. Oh, Lavisha's going to clear. But again, Smeens down this right flank, continue to cause trouble for the Gazelles.
It's very, very dangerous. I think they keep swapping her because of the fitness to almost give her a rest. I think there's a real game plan to exploit the Gazelles' left-hand side tonight. So far they've held strong, but as I said before, Sharanya's fitness will come in at some point with being out of action for 11-a-side. You can keep yourself fit as much as you want, you can train as much as you want, but nothing beats playing 11-a-side football for 90 minutes.
Football fitness is a different level of fitness.
Although we saw Sequoia come back in at the weekend.
She was something.
Yeah.
She was something, wasn't she?
The player of the match could have gone to Sequoia.
With ease.
Could have been either. Could have been either. And it was good to see her back. And I, at times you did see her breathing heavy, hunched over trying to get her breath back, but had a very good game. That's a good move. No nonsense clearance, only as far as the edge of the box though. So again, we saw it there. There's a clearance and it's bouncing up at Reba. Could have been an awkward one. That's going to be handball there, but that could have been awkward. And you can see as a young striker, and she's going to learn. She's very, very young.
You have to look at these. Had she rushed Reba, Reba would have had to think. She would have had to look to control the ball, and here is an attacking player coming at me at the same time. The fumble could have come.
Yeah, you can just see that she's trying to get her foot on the ball. There's nothing wrong with that, but you've got to realise the speed that ball's going. Just put some pressure on that defender, and you don't know what you're going to get yourself. And that's something she'll learn over time, I'm sure. Very, very young, and you've got to realise when you are trying to play on the rush there as a striker, you don't really want that ball anywhere in your own half. I'm just play it through and just keep running onto it. I'm going to try and make some runs into the channels.
One of the things, Coach Ben, that we've seen over the years, though, is that our youngsters doesn't stay long enough in the game to see their development. And so you look at Aphasia, you look at Sissy, and as you keep your eyes on them and you look to keep your eyes on them for future development, and then they're gone out of the game.
Yeah, I think it's something we, as a collective, it's not put at any one person. I think as a collective we need to have a look at why do players drop out of the game? Why are we not keeping them in? I know, we've seen some really bad injuries so far this season to young players. I mean, Tanija, we haven't seen her because of injury. Summer Rogers, has a bad injury. They're still waiting to find out what the next step is for their injury, because they've not been able to get, maybe whether it's a second opinion or they've not had that signpost to where they go next. And we're seeing Zaria Roach that looked like she took a really heavy fall recently. I hear it's not as bad as I first thought, but missing from the game. So these injuries are a factor, but then we've got to look at what are we doing for the fitness? What fitness are those players getting to keep that longevity within the game? Deandra does well there in a crowd of players, couldn't hold on to it.
Got a hand to it, and then it was cleared out, but that was what she did well.
Yeah.
She did well there to get a hand to that one. Good free kick on target.
I think what we've got, just going back to that previous point, we've got to accept the fact that we are developing. Everything's developing. It's not just the players. It's coaching. It's refereeing. Everything is developing, and people are trying the best to do what they are doing. And unfortunately, it just takes time. But we do recognise with this under-15s group, because of what they did last year, there's a golden age, and there's some good players that went with the under-20s and stepped into the seniors that have continued their play there. And you're just looking at it, thinking in 4 or 5 years' time, those players playing together in a senior team, you want to try and keep them as fit, healthy, and as sharp as you can, but it doesn't always work that way, unfortunately. But
indeed. Some migrate, some just leave the game altogether, move on to other sporting arena, and that's what it is.
We've seen work commitments tonight playing a factor for who's in the lineup. We don't see Boston tonight, no Clinica. So life takes over as well. So
indeed, yes,
we have to be aware of that and mindful, and maybe try and look at more flexible options, whether that's with training or playing. Now that we've got a 3G facility, is there opportunities for further development in infrastructure? I don't know. This is, we've got to realise where we are and how we can push forward, but it just takes time. Development takes time. It's the same as a player, the same way as infrastructures within clubs and teams and everything else that's going on.
Yes. We're into the 40th minute of play, and it's still 0-0.
This is going to be a very happy coach if it stays like this, as for Coach JV, if it stays 0-0. But they've been under so much pressure. If it was 1 or 2-0, you wouldn't be surprised. But done very well to keep themselves in the game. That's a good turn by Sharanya as well there. Tries to play in for Jordan, who's not reading it. Again, we're talking about young strikers. Is she thinking of, Sharanya's next steps? Is she going to go down the line and look for that cross? Do I have to get into a position there? But just not switched on in the middle. We'll be throwing. Sienna Ferguson finds Sharanya. Sharanya involved in quite a lot. Finds Adea, who's going to look to go down this right-hand side. Who's met with almost a wall of players. It's a heavy touch out for a goal kick there. They definitely said we're going to have to go down this right-hand side tonight in order to try and get something. But it's almost getting to a point though where it's that predictable players are just finding themselves over on this side. Jordan with a touch in the box. Lavisha just enough. There was almost a mix-up there with the goalkeeper, but Lavisha taking control and putting that out for a corner.
In the 41st minute of play, this is not a time you want to concede.
No,
this is not a time you would want to concede, and we have seen time and time again these late goals.
And I was asked before, what did I think the score was? I said it was going to be close, but with Diamonds, what they do have is the ability from set pieces. And whether it's corners or free kicks, they do have the ability to cause problems, whether it's direct from them or finding a teammate. I'm going to see a switch to an outswinger now with Adea taking this. They've taken Camille off it. It's another good ball into a dangerous area. Again, Gazelles just standing strong at the moment. Ball played back to Adea. Adea looking to try and put the ball in again. And that's problems for the keeper, but it just goes over. And that's where that ball came in for Adea. That was probably her range.
It was.
Definitely her range. It's a good corner as well. 2 good corners that we've seen. That one was attacked this time. Maybe that was a decision to try and put Camille in the box just because they know she'll attack it, because she's going to want to try and score. But 42 minutes in and Gazelles are still alive in this game. Kesian with time and space in the middle, looks to spread play to Sharanya. He's just on the inside channel, not fully wide there. Kesian takes it past Romney, who finds Jendai. A bit of a mix-up there. Again, only as far as the halfway line, but you are going to be pressured here. That's that ball forward. Adea may have been able to bring that down on a chest. It goes through, but it's cleared only as far as Jendai, who has time and space. And it was one of those, is that a through ball? Was that a shot? It's somewhere in between, because it's too fast for Jordan to get onto, but nice and easy for Deandra to collect. But again, the defence not getting out there on the goal kick. Goes as far as Camille, who takes a touch inside and into space. Lots of time there. Maybe took a little bit of a knock, and the free kick's given there. Hard to tell for me. I didn't see a foul, but
Seemed to have taken. It seemed that she took a knock.
stood on her, or yeah, you could see that
She took a knock.
it was almost like a delayed,
Yes.
one of those delayed ones. Once you realise, actually, no, that did hurt.
Yes.
Please give a free kick. So there's not a lot I can do here.
I think the referee was looking to play advantage,
Yeah.
but then advantage was again.
That's a good decision from the referee.
Yes,
I know
it was.
there's a lot of criticism of officials there, trying to let the game play, recognising there wasn't going to be much of an advantage because of the hurt player. Good decision. It's Adea with the free kick. It's another testing ball, just screaming for a header.
Again, those headers, they are few and far in between. In the 45th minute of play,
We're seeing lots of them in the league recently, because Sharanya looked to jump for it, but actually got smaller as she jumped, because her neck, her head and her neck went down. Did not want to put her head on that one. Don't worry, AI Live caught it. It's Phaedra with the ball. Tries to find a pass inside, but it's picked off by Adea, who has momentum. She has options on the outside, but just not enough on the pass. Coming up to 45 minutes. Can't imagine much added time to be here, but nice little 1-2 there, give and go. A little bit of a duel there, but Phaedra still has it, but looks to play inside. This is a problem because there's nobody there.
5 blue and red, and it was only 1 of the green. And that's the half. That's 45 minutes coming and going. It's 0-0 going into the break. After a few words from Coach Ben, we're going to take you into the half.
Yeah, I think I'm looking at the game. I'm seeing a very defensive look from Gazelles. They'll be happy to go in at 0-0, but not much in terms of going forward, purely because of the numbers that they're able to get into those positions. A bit more communication with the forward line. Maybe something else could have happened. They're trying to play inside right at the end instead of trying to play beyond that defensive line, because that's what the forward were looking for. But so far, Diamonds are going to be happy with the control. The only thing they're going to be unhappy with is the fact that they haven't scored yet. You know, there's lots of opportunities that they've had, a couple of half chances, screaming for a header in the box at times, and just commit and finish the run and try and put the ball in the net. But I think Gazelles are going to be going in the happier of the two teams. I'm interested to see if there's any more changes from Diamonds. We've seen a couple of changes with Jendai being put higher up on the field. We've seen Camille and Sharanya switching wings a number of times. So they're trying to ask questions of this defence. You know, the right-hand side for Diamonds is the favoured option. But I'm just wondering if that's starting to get a little bit repetitive. Are they going to have to try and change that up? Because it seems very deliberate what they're doing now, and I feel that Judy Ann has plugged that hole up a little bit, getting across and supporting with the fullback. So it's going to be an interesting second half. We're going to go and take a short break, and we'll see you in around 12 minutes. Can't see any changes.
Welcome back to the REGTC. For those persons who have stayed with us and those persons who have joined us, we welcome you on board. To those persons who are taking our coverage from as far as Argentina.
Worldwide. We are worldwide tonight.
Yes.
Argentina, I saw greetings from Ukraine on the comments.
Yes, from as far as Ukraine. Imagine that.
And that's early hours in the morning there. So
Yes.
that's
Very
a
early
real
hours.
good morning to the Ukraine. I can't see any changes made in the second half. Gazelles on the attack there. No. Saying
Offside?
Throw-in.
Or throwing.
Must have just gone off.
Yes.
Just looked a little bit in slow motion, so obviously I think Diamonds must have seen the flag before the referee.
Yes, because I don't know, because Ferguson just stopped playing.
It's a throw to a day. It just can't get through. Gazelles can't really get a foothold on the ball, and that's true of the game. I haven't been able to get a foothold in this, but dangerous ball into the middle, and Reba looking to drive out to the back. Probably didn't need to pass as early as she did.
Indeed. She could have made that run. She could have made the run, continue to make that run.
Take it another 5-10 yards and change the type of ball that you're putting into the forwards. But again, what's really good for me, looking at this in the position I'm in, you're seeing centre-backs driving out. There's definitely nothing wrong with that. You're seeing the global game, players like John Stones finding themselves in midfield. Akanji's found himself in midfield. You know, it's happening all over. So it's good that they've got the confidence to bring the ball out. As Diamonds attack down this left-hand side. Camille with the ball. Gets around the defender and again gets herself into a good position, delivers the ball into the box.
Offside.
The flag is
ball.
up for offside.
That was a good run.
Yeah.
Camille is really struggling. Camille is struggling.
I think she injured herself in a track event. I think what they were saying was,
nationals.
in
nationals.
in the long jump event, she injured herself and came back. I just wondered if she took a little bit of a knock there. Was off island for the college trials recently as well, so has played a lot of football recently.
I don't think that that may have helped her either. Just aggravating that ankle more, and clearly not back to full fitness at all.
Yeah, and when we talk about that longevity of players, sometimes you just need to listen to your body and know when to rest. And it's hard for a young player. It's also hard for clubs when you've got a couple of injuries or some players are at college. You don't have the squad depth. I thought that may have been offside again, but Jordan's going to try and break through, but Lavisha there to clear up.
And this is one of the things that you will find as well, when there is not that depth in your squad, that player recognizing that wants to play, that because they know that the success of the team is hinged on me, and so they want to play. And even though at times you would want to look for their future, and for me that is what is most important. Seem to miss out now, but it is for your future.
Into DeAndre's hands. Yeah, absolutely right. And as a coach, you want your players to want to play, and sometimes though, you have to take that decision and just say, I love that you want to play. I love that you're committed to it, but I need to rest you. I think that's what's happening at the moment with Zaria. Camille. I think it was just maybe the knock that we saw in the first half that might have opened up the injury again, but clearance only as far as Adea gets past with ease into space. It's long range. It feels like that's where they're going to try and emphasise a little bit more. Long range efforts. We've not been able to get round the outside to create a goal scoring opportunity. Maybe we've got to go from long and try and get something a little bit speculative at times. But it shows that Gazelles have frustrated them with the defending.
Indeed.
If they are going to have to resort to those long range efforts.
And one of the things that you've seen with DeAndre over the course of time is that point blank shots she saves very easy. I don't know how she do it, but she tends to just find herself in the right place, but become very complacent from.
That's a good ball there from Jendai. Jordan Henry with the ball across, only as far as Lavisha at the front post though. And it's really unassuming with DeAndre. I know we spoke about it earlier, but you know the thing with DeAndre as well is if you're going to put the ball right down the middle, she's going to get there.
She's going to get
save
there.
It. We saw, I feel like it was against the Shining Stars where she made a real reaction save and then followed up with a foot save.
Yes.
And showed her athleticism.
When she's off, but when she's good, she's really brilliant.
Yeah, it's that, again, you know, we talk about young players a lot tonight, but it's that consistency. At some point, you've got to find that consistent level, and, you know, you've got to reach and keep pushing yourself to try and perform at that level. And I think, you know, if you're the coach, you're going to want her just to find the middle ground, find that middle ground between where she's performing. And just looking at the Gazelles, they haven't really got themselves set up in a way to play out or build out, and it's the defence is walking on the edge of the box. You know,
Shoot to the Queens.
you just wonder, have they resigned themselves to knowing that ball's going to come right back to us,
Yes.
rather than it's more of a tactical decision? Is it one of those where the players are saying, we're not going to push forward because we know it's going to come right back over our heads, let's keep the game in front of us and be safe and secure? 52 minutes in, it's working so far.
If you notice what has happened as well, Coach Ben, I'm not sure if you have taken note of what has happened with Jordan, is that Henry has now gone over to that flank, and it is Sharanya Smith who is going through the middle.
Yeah, you know, Sharanya has the ability to play central, but you know, with Jordan, it was very similar to when they started the game, where it's almost a second striker with how narrow she's playing to the forward. But you know, wondering if this is design or is this knowing that Sharanya put a lot into that first 45 minutes.
I would think it could be either, because what we've seen is that Henry, it is very difficult for her to stay on side as well. And so with her coming down the flank, it is much easier to pick up the ball and play it to Sharanya, who is a more experienced player, and to stay on side as well.
Yeah, and you do wonder, with that change, you know, with Sharanya, if Sharanya's playing as the number 9, it's almost going to be a false 9, because I don't feel like you're going to have her breaking too many lines in that position. You know, you're looking, if you're putting Sharanya there, does she look to receive and combine with others? Just try and take that extra touch higher up the pitch, but it seems to be looking like almost like a traditional 9 there. As the ball's into the box, it's over the head, Sharanya with the ball, and she just takes a little bit too long to try and get onto that ball. A difficult one for her to bring down, but over the heads of both of them. But Lavisha recovers. We may have a free kick in a very, very good position.
Jordan did well to hold on to win that back the ball and to gain a free kick from what could be a dangerous position for the Queens.
Yeah, it's looking like Adair is going to take it. It almost feels like there's a committee of people that can stand around free kicks in this position for Diamonds, because they do have players that can take them, with Adair, Camille. I feel like Sharanya would fancy herself in that kind of a position.
Reba can also take those.
Reba looking like she's going to try and get in on the mix and try and get in. Again, we're seeing players on the back post, which just invites the Diamonds players in. That's a great ball in as well.
It's a handball. Is it a handball penalty? No. Yes, it is. It's a penalty call.
Saying it's a great ball in, one of those that's very difficult for the defenders because of how close it is as well. It's looking to try and play into one of her teammates. Obviously caught the Gazelles defender off guard there, and it's Reba who's going to take the penalty.
Reba up against DeAndre. It's a goal! Wonderful penalty to the right of the goalkeeper, buries it in the corner of the goal, and Diamond FC 1 goal to the better in the 56th minute of play.
Yeah, it's a great penalty. It's one of those where you know she's just picked a spot, I'm going to hit it there, struck it very, very well, right into the corner. No chance of saving those.
Absolutely no chance of saving those. You had to be Gomez trying to take that one out of that corner.
Yeah, maybe Randy flying through the box and through the air is what we've got used to seeing, but it's a great penalty, really well struck. And I did feel if something was going to come out of tonight, it's going to be set pieces, and set pieces creates the penalty and they get the shot. I'm interested now to see how the response is going to be, because what you don't want from Gazelles is just to drop even further, or lose that discipline in that defensive line, because Diamonds are going to be coming right back at them here. Jordan just a touch not good enough to keep it under control, but bounces right back up there. Still in possession for Gazelles, trying to play the ball wide. Phaedra wanting to play inside, but you can see where we're talking about players playing through the pain barrier and maybe shouldn't be playing. It does look like she's struggling with, I feel like it's a knee. It looks heavily strapped. But Phaedra into some space. Looks to play. Oh, just couldn't get the ball under control there. Another good option. You just don't want these young players to maybe lose too much confidence and just recognise that, I am 12 or I am 13, 14 playing in a competitive league against a good team. That's a great turn from Phaedra there. Just couldn't get the ball through. That'll be out for a throw-in. But Gazelles in no rush to get forward.
But I don't know, but Henry just looks like a different player playing in the new role. She just looks like a different player.
Yeah, I feel like she played there quite a bit last season. I don't feel that she played a more central role last year. Maybe this is something that's a little bit more familiar for her. No challenge on the header there, but there's a mix-up. But it's cleared by Reba, who covers.
Ball getting stuck under the boot of Sawyer. Could have spelled some trouble for the Queens. Inadvertently cleared by Reba.
It's into the box. Was that out?
Yes, way out.
Just
It was out.
You don't know sometimes. I haven't got my glasses on, but it was one of those where, is it too casual?
Yeah.
That we've seen from Laurentia at times where it's too casual, but obviously well seen, it's gone out. It's going to be Reba with a goal kick. We're looking to try and play short there, but directed, just go long. It's Camille that's going to pick the ball up. Met by Pajaya, and it's put into an area for Gazelles to run onto, but Reba's there, clears it out for a throw-in. A little bit of pressure here from Gazelles. I think maybe that might have woke them up, that we do have to go and attack at some point. We do have to get forward.
Yes. One thing they can't do is to get caught too high up the field, because we've seen time and time again that they've been left wanting with the pace of strikers.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, Sharanya looks pretty isolated up there on her own, but it doesn't take much for Jordan to switch on and go and join in. seeing Camille almost as a second left back at the moment. Still looks like she's struggling to get up the pitch there. Gives up on that one. It's a throw down the line. Camille puts the foot in. It will be. Oh no! It'll be a Diamonds throw in. It definitely came off Camille last, but there'll be nobody from Diamonds complaining about that one. Couldn't keep it under control. Went with the knees to control that one.
Yes, can't control that ball with your knees. Not that close to the touch line. It's going to be a heavy touch. Oh, that's a good turn.
It's a good turn.
That's a very good turn by Smeens.
Sharanya has really, really good feet and just couldn't get around the defender there. Great touch.
She looks a very much different player than what we saw in the previous 2 games.
Yeah, I feel with the last game. Maybe I can't remember if it was the last game or the first game that she played in the season. I think she just got back, so it was one of those. Maybe it was straight off the plane, go and drop your stuff, get your boots, because she actually started on the bench, and I think came on at half time.
Oh, that's a lovely pass. That's a lovely touch. Ball across. Oh, stayed out. Cleared by the keeper. Picked up by Adia. Adia looking to get around Romney. Does so now. Adia with the shot. Sharanya can't get to it, straight to the keeper. But that was a lovely turn by Jordan.
Yes, what a great touch. Gets herself into space. Maybe just a little bit too much on it and couldn't catch it up, and that's why it turned into more of a shot come cross. But it's a great touch. I feel like she is more comfortable in the position that she's playing in. She is almost like a second striker there. Maybe she enjoys that space more than being on her own up front. I think for younger strikers, definitely being on your own can be isolating at times, as we're seeing here with Sierra Alexander. Just getting muscled off the ball. Jendai's been quite busy there in midfield. It's a physical tussle here that she's gonna lose out on, but does pick it up. No foul given there. I think she was wanting the foul, but it's a dangerous ball with Sharanya just round the corner there, but can't make anything of it. Will be a throw-in. It's taken quickly to Jordan, who gets there before Lavisha. Still on the ball. Still. And it's cleared eventually. It'll be out for a Diamond's throw.
Totally different player. Henry is looking. She's fighting for that ball. Don't know what the coaches would have said to her.
Whatever it was, it worked. Camille out wide now. Weaving, turning. Tries to get the cross in, but can't get a foot round it. Do feel that she is struggling there.
Yes.
But definitely impressed with Jordan's second half performance so far. Kick, and it is going to be stopped. An interesting decision there. Put a team under a bit of pressure, but Kasian comes out with it, tries to get into space, but good decision to keep it herself as well.
Oh, that's a good ball.
Reba with a touch, just gets her out of trouble there. It's good play forward. Nobody really to play to through the middle there, but tried to ride that tackle that was coming in. So now this is the time where you're going to want your goalkeeper to hurry it up. This is
you're already you're down.
Yeah.
You're one goal down, and so now is when you really want her to restart the play very quickly. And now she's taking time.
It's a good turn there from Kesian. Gets away from Pajaya, plays inside to Jendai, who looks like she's playing as a number 10 there. Looks for that little reverse pass for Jordan, but just couldn't get it through. I do want to see more of that. Get on the ball, look and drive into a bit of space, then play the pass.
Double substitution will come for Diamond FC.
Throwing taken quickly to Adea. Gets down the right hand side with space, looking to cross the ball into the box. Only as far as the fullback, and it'll be out for another Diamond's throw.
Double substitution. That looks like Ange will be coming on, and Hart.
Don't think we're going to see the substitution before the throw. Ball into the box, finds Sharanya, but Lavisha's there again. It's cleared. Sierra Alexander on her own though, goes through to Reba. She's not going to give up Reba though. Pajay just backs off there, gives Reba a bit more space, tries to find the ball through to the attackers, but straight out, and we're going to see a goal kick.
Will be interesting to see who else comes out. We believe that Camille will be one of those persons.
Yeah, Camille's been struggling a little bit. There does look like there's some tired bodies out there. It's only as far as Jordan. Jordan with a long range effort, but well wide. You have Sharanya in the middle. This is the problem with defenders taking goal kicks, and it goes as far as that front line.
Oh, Sharanya is coming out. Sharanya is coming out. That's a bit surprising.
Yeah, but
And Camille.
You want to see Sharanya playing as much as possible, but you've got to be realistic. She hasn't played all that much football,
and so fitness could definitely be one of the
the last thing that you're going to want to do is, as soon as you get her back, you throw her in and break her. But
yeah. Coaches always knows best. You know, it's one thing for us to speak because that's what we want to see, but the coaches always knows best.
Yeah, we're selfish. We want to see everybody on as much as possible, but I think it's a smart decision. Find themselves 1-0 up, 68 minutes played. Kesian into space. Tries to get on her right foot, but just off balance as she tries to play that ball. It's going to be out for throwing. What I was saying before, just before the substitution, with centre-backs taking goal kicks, you put yourself in such an awkward position, because if you can't clear that past the forward line, you have a really good opportunity. We haven't seen many teams take advantage of it. You've got the open pass to your striker, go and take it. Then you're 1 versus 1 with a defender that's deep.
1v1, exactly. Yeah. And what you also find, because if there's another striker on your left, like you can pass the ball, it's 2v1.
Yeah, well, Jordan had the opportunity to play to Sharanya there. Sharanya then 1 versus 1 with Lavisha with a goalkeeper on the line.
Indeed, that's trouble.
Because we don't see enough of teams taking advantage of that. Regardless of whether the goalkeeper has a long kick or not, I'd always feel much more comfortable taking it short, and at least you've got 2 centre-backs set into a position. Then if Lavisha wants to go and hit it long, at least she's taken a couple of touches and she has a run up to it, but it could have been a dangerous time for the Gazelles defence there. Seen a lot more of Kesian in the second half.
Yes.
Getting on the ball quite a bit more. Looks like the confidence is there for her tonight. Reba mops up with the ball. She's met with 2 players though. She's going to have to do a lot to come away with this. Good decision to play it back there. But there's another development point there, because you've got a really easy pass to your right hand side, but try and play down the line where nobody is. Bit of composure needed next time. It's these moments, I think, where you've got to look at and think, if you have a Klinika, if you have a Kit in your team,
Yes.
a little bit more firepower to help the young players, causes some problems, because I don't think at this moment in time, even though the 1-0, it's not very convincing at the back.
It's not secured. 1-0 is never secured.
No.
And the thing about it is that we're seeing that the Gazelles are not only that they're pushing more numbers up front, but they're more attacking now.
I think it's one of those where once you go 1-0 down, if you're going to have to go to try and get yourself back on level pegging, and it's one of those where you look at it as a coach and think, well, we're 1-0 down, we have to go for it if we're going to get something out of this. We can't just absorb the pressure. And what would the difference be for Gazelles in the standings in the league if they got beat 1-0 or 2-0? You know, another point would take them up to 4 points. Would that be get enough to get yourselves a little bit more aggressive in the game, which we've seen? It's Jordan again. She's all over the place in the second half. Gets herself in a really good position. She pulls it back.
Oh, Jendaye!
And I don't think...
Oh, she has to take it. The keeper has to take it up. Ange with a shot. Closed down by Lavish and Klein. But what an opportunity. A heavier touch. That's all she needed. A heavier touch from the left boot.
I don't think Jendaye were expecting the ball to be put back across, but the goalkeeper made a bit of a mess of that as well. Advantage played, and a good advantage played there. Jendaye finding herself in a lot of space on this left-hand side. Seemed to slow down as she approached the ball, trying to get on her right foot to play inside. Does eventually get it there. Only as far as Adea with the clearance, with a shot from distance. I don't think the goalkeeper really knew where her post was there, because she had to try and take it, control it with her foot, because if she didn't, that was going in.
It was.
A bouncing ball. Big clearance from Reba there. Again, not convincing there with the header backwards to Reba, because I don't think that was by design. Reba, showing her experience at a young age by just dropping off a little bit, just in case that there is a mix-up or if there is a wrong technique used. That's a good ball.
Oh, that's a good looking ball. Good work by Lavisha.
Ball inside, finds Kesian. Very lively Kesian, finds Jendaye, who looks to try and move it quickly. Had the time probably to carry it a little bit more there. Yes. Just sort of rushed it off. Adea with the shot in the end.
Substitution is going to come for the Gazelles, and it's Bradshaw who's going to go.
It'll be Alia Webster-Robinson who comes on. The only substitute today for Gazelles. And again, we're going to see another option where the centre-back's taking it, plays it into space, but asking a little bit too much of the Gazelles player there. Finds Kesian. Kesian plays inside. Trying to just dink it through to Jendai. It took too long to get there, though. See, the problem with the substitutions now is you don't have, when Sharanya played out wide, you don't have Camille out wide, so you don't have that attacking width as much, and they're going to have to start looking to play more central passes and try and get some combinations going between the two forwards. It hasn't worked just yet, but they're still threatening. And there is a lot of space here for KCR. It's going to be a tough road to get down this left-hand side. It's a good pass, finds it inside, but that's not the ball. You've got an option inside that you can play to, but looking to try and break that line. Playing in for Jordan, like a foul throw there, but we'll play on. It looks like Jendai is just walking with a bit of a limp there as well. Don't know if she's taken a bit of a knock or if that's fatigue setting in, but she doesn't seem to be walking all as free as she was earlier in the game. But it's a nice little combination there. Thought she was through, but Reba's just dropped back a little bit behind that defensive line just to make sure she can clear up. It's spirited pressing there by Gazelles. Almost feels like there's a belief around that Gazelles front line. Indeed. That if you can get that ball through to us, we're going to do everything we can to try and make something happen. It's a nice threaded ball there, but Lavisha reads it. Doesn't allow Jordan to get through, but finds the Gazelles forwards again. I'm going to put Reba under pressure. She's going to have to tidy that touch up though. Does well to come out with it over the halfway line. Looks for that long ball for Jordan when there are options to her right to just try and change the angle a little bit, but she goes for Jordan, almost comes off in the end. Sorry. Out for a throw-in for Diamonds, and it'll be a well-received rest for some of the Gazelles players there, just to get a quick breather. Seeing a wing change as well for the fullbacks for Gazelles. A system change, trying to find Jendai. Lavisha's there again. It's good to see a fit Lavisha playing too, because she was in and out a little bit last year. Got an injury with the under-20s.
She was out for an extensive period of time.
Good to see her get a run of games. She tried coming back into the senior national team for the Gold Cup qualifiers, but just wasn't ready and had to make a decision that rest was probably the best way for her and build her fitness up without throwing her into a competitive environment. Nice little turn to get away.
Offside
Jordan
again.
Coming back onside.
Can't stay onside.
No. That's something she's going to have to learn. That'll be part of a development point. What we've got to think about, she hasn't played 11-a-side football with the age group. They're playing on as a small-sided format, but had lots of 11-a-side experience. She's going to have to go back through some of the games and look at the offsides that she's had. Just maybe have that focus away from play as well. Don't get caught into watching the ball. Look at where the defensive line is and where the space is.
Ball is on the field and again offside. And again she's offside.
Yeah, I was watching her there. She's actually scanning. She is looking for it, but the defender just came out.
Yeah.
Just came out. She didn't go with her. It's hard for a forward that wants to play on that last defender It's difficult when they're playing such a low block because you've not got much space to try and go behind. It's almost like they're trying to cheat a little bit to try and get that early start, just to get that head start on the defender. So it is difficult against the low block, and she won't play against many low blocks in the league. Not like this anyway. But it's into space and a shot from distance. Finds itself high and wide. There's lots of space in this Gazelles team now. There's two visible units. You've got a defensive unit and an attacking unit. You see a very, very narrow defensive back four for Diamonds.
So,
Just gonna have a stop for some treatment.
yes. So you're not missing any football at the moment. It's Delvina Carty. That looks like Carty who's down, receiving some treatment.
I think at this stage, 9 minutes to go, I think Diamond's just happy to just see this game out. I think with the changes it showed that they were just happy, 1-0 up, let's get the 3 points under our belt. Don't try and risk players that, maybe at risk of injury, just give them the break, give some minutes around to the squad. Just have to make sure they see it out, because it's not an easy job with the way that Gazelle, we've said the pests, they're going to harass you, they're going to try and force you into errors and mistakes. There is some speed in that forward line as well. It'll only take one chance.
Only one chance. We saw Rowan Lions Diamond FC game, and Diamond FC would have scored in the 89th minute of play. And you thought, well, game, seal, and in the 90th minute of play, Rowan Lions answered. And so from a 0-0 game to a 1-1 draw in 2 minutes.
Yeah. It only takes one chance. And it's
funny old game. So there is going to be a substitution for the Diamond FC. Diamond FC is going to be bringing on their new signee. That is Davisia Carty, and she's going to be coming in for, we will see who she's going to be coming in for. Linton, that's Jendai. Looks like Jendai. Yeah, so Jendai leaves, and Davisia is going to make her a day before the Diamond FC team.
Yeah, I think probably a good opportunity to rest Jendai there. We mentioned a few minutes ago that she did look like she was, walking a little bit gingerly, not as free as she normally is. She has been everywhere tonight, though. She's played in defence, she's played in midfield, she ended the game as a forward, so definitely put the work in.
Hart, along that right flank, ball across, gives it away. It's picked up by.
You could see what she was trying to do there, looking just to put that ball back out and spread play, but well read by the Gazelles defender there. Gazelles, can they get an attack going at this stage in the game? Decided to go inside, but you've got somebody on the left of you there. If you just check your shoulder, opportunity to try and open play, because this team is very, very narrow with how they're approaching the defensive outlook tonight for Diamonds, and they're in the box, and it's another save.
Again, those foot save. We have seen them from Royal Sydney.
It's a spread play, trying to open that defence, so the ball's left for Adea. Adea gets around the defender and shoots from distance.
Again, Linton having a number of opportunities and just can't get the ball on target.
It's It's very rare that I'm right in predictions for scores here, because it can be so up in the air. But I did say it might have been it'd be down to a set piece. That was the pivotal moment. Turned into from a free kick, turns into a penalty because of a handball in the box. The penalty is the decider here, but the long range efforts, I feel like the Diamonds players feel it's the only way through at this moment in time. We've had some good efforts from Jordan that's brought out some saves. Deandra, even though that she's on the end of a 1-0 defeat at the moment, kept her team in it with some saves that she's made.
She has.
She's had a very good game.
Had it not been for that penalty again, we could have easily seen a 0-0 draw.
Yeah.
A repeat of what we would have seen in the first leg. Here is Adia driving. This could be trouble. This could be. Oh, it's saved. It is saved. Oh my. It is saved.
It's another save. We do have a player down injured at the moment there in the aftermath, but Adea with a great run, making Deandra, forcing her into making a save there, and then there's another opportunity, but just couldn't get it over the top of her. Deandra keeping her side in it again.
And that was a double chance. She put it out, she kept it out, and the header couldn't find its way in the goal either. Well done by Deandra again.
More pressure. Kessian looking to try and play inside. Not enough on that pass. But that was an 86th minute of the game pass. she's been very lively in this second half. She has been involved a lot more.
Pass.
Just took a little knock there, but we'll have a breaking play. The play seems okay. It should be a drop ball for Diamonds here. Diamonds were in a good position in possession. And
it was very strange that the referee would have blown the whistle.
Well, we saw one in the Soldiers game. I was on commentary for it. Kaylee went flying in, and that'll be handball, or should be. Jordan with the turn, with the shot!
Oh, brilliant! Brilliant! Jordan Henry! What a superb finish! Jordan Henry! She turned and she let it fly with no time to think about the shot, and she has passed Deandra Fleming for the second time of the night. The Diamond Queens FC. It's a 2-0.
And that was a great turn and finish there by Jordan, showing exactly what she can do in the box. Well-deserved goal because she's had a number of opportunities. She's been asking questions, trying to get behind the defensive line, finding herself offside. But tonight, in a great position, turn and finish. And what a great finish that was.
The question was it a handball from Davicia?
I think there was a handball in the build-up there. I don't know if
it looked suspect. It looked suspect, yes. Her hands were up, and wasn't sure if it came off the hand or the chest.
Diamonds.
But what a finish.
Small blow going for the third. Ball through.
Good work by the defender to keep her off. What a superb finish. She turned and she let it fly, and it flew straight past the goalkeeper into the corner of the net. It's 2-0 Diamond FC in the 89th minute of play.
That's the 5th goal of the season as well for Jordan there. She'll be very happy with her contribution. I'm sure the Diamond Queens coaching staff will be very happy with her contribution this year. Tonight as well, she's been very, very busy. She got moved out of position in the second half. Looked very, very lively. Finds herself back central with the changes. And again, looking actively, trying to bring the ball down in and around the 18-yard box there. Adea picks the ball up. Looks to play on the outside. Spirited defending again. You have to applaud the defence from Gazelles tonight. Indeed. Because last year this is probably something we'd have seen from them that may have turned into 5, 6, 7, 8 goals.
Indeed.
It's a different Gazelles this year. They look more determined. Players are starting to you can see some of the younger players developing. They've got some very young players that will take a bit of time, but.
And what we have seen for the Gazelle for this year as well is that for most of their games, or if not all, they have indeed a complete 11. And that's what we didn't see last year. Last year, they played the majority of the tournament short.
Yeah. I think that the thing for Gazelles this year is they haven't been able to consistently put arguably what their best 11. Team would be. Yes. And I think that's something that Coach JV would like to see more of, but it's just the way it goes at times. But we speak of development. I think the Diamond Queens have got some really, really exciting prospects. We've seen a good performance from Jendai when we're talking about development. Jordan has been, a very active player. Sharanya coming back, we know what Sharanya can do. Camille always looks like she can threaten.
Yes. And this is a ball that Jordan is going to win. Oh, she wins it. She held it in play. Adia, heavy touch. Carty will clear it out for throwing.
When we talk about arguably best starting 11s, I don't think we've seen the Diamond Queens play their strongest 11 yet, with players missing and
indeed
people coming back, returning, injuries. I think that's something that the coaching team would like to see, and just see how far they can push with the strongest 11.
Would love to see the likes of Taya Hodge on the field.
Taya Hodge due to come back soon, I believe.
With the likes of Taya Hodge, Boston, and Saraya on the field all together.
And I heard there was another signing coming back with Taya. I don't know if that went through. I didn't hear about that in the end. But
we have had that 2 minutes. So this could be the final throw of the game. It is indeed the final throw of the game. And the player of the game, who would be the player of the game? Would it be Jordan?
I think I heard a shout for Adea.
Adia, yes, will be the player of the game.
I think if it wasn't Jordan, I can see why it's gone to Adea. Adea's tried to keep the ball moving, trying to keep the momentum up for Diamonds. And she was the one that put the ball into the box for the penalty in the end.
Indeed.
It turned out to a good 3 points tonight for the Diamond Queen FC. I think they're well worth the 3 points. I think it was one of those where it was only going to be one of those on the break, I feel, for Gazelles tonight in the end. And it smiles all round in the Diamond Queens camp, because they've been on the back of 2 defeats.
Yes.
A heavy defeat.
And not just 2 defeats.
In the last game.
Heavy defeats.
Yeah, 10-0 against Superstars, 3-1 against Youngsters.
Yes.
Bouncing back tonight with a good performance and a clean sheet for Laurentia. Second clean sheet of the season for Laurentia. I think she touched the ball once, so she'll be quite happy with that one as well. It's one of those, especially after the last game. Having a nice quiet one tonight probably just brings the nerves down a little bit, especially for a young goalkeeper who's still learning and still developing. But three big points for Gazelles tonight in the table. That's gonna
for the Diamond Queens, not for Gazelles.
Sorry, Diamond Queens. I was just trying to find the table there, and that's gonna put them above the Youngsters. Yes. In third position. That'll move them to 17 points. Also starts to make a dent at the goal difference. So they'll go to -7 on goal difference as well. With
17 points will put them in second.
Third?
Second.
Oh, second.
Second,
yes. They jump above EastEnders as well.
Yes, they will go back in second place, the Diamond Queens, but with a game in hand, the EastEnders.
And the Youngsters will have 2 games in hand as well. So that's going to make it interesting for that second, third and fourth position.
All to play for.
All to play for in the end.
So, Diamond Queens coming away tonight with 2-0 advantage over the Gazelles, and 3 points. So not only the goals, but they have 3 points. And so we're going to be breaking tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll be off, and we'll be back on Friday with a double header. So our first game on Friday is going to be at 6 p.m. when Diamond FC will be taking on the Attackers, and our primetime game will see the Eagle Claw. They will be up against Western Predators. So we'll be breaking tomorrow, and we'll be back on Friday. It was good having you in our company, and today it is indeed a good one for the Queens. So on behalf of Coach Ben, and it's the AFL, it was our lone game for this evening, a female game, Gazelles up against the Queens. It is only seen one place, it's only on AI Live. Until we join you on Friday at 6 p.m, it's your voice of choice, John Millington, thanking you and sending you back to Master Control.